What's up, We Still Do fam? It's your favorite couple back for 2021 in our first episode of our podcast. We still do. Go ahead, do it on you.
Oh, it's on me. Okay.
Do that.
So before we get started with this week's episode, we're going to get you guys caught up on what's been going on with us.
So this happened.
So this happened. So this happened. So this happened.
Well, what happened?
All right, so what happened? Tell us what happened. What's been going on?
Man, everything has happened. The new year happened.
It's here.
We celebrated super chill with the new year. We were indoors. We ate dinner. We watched a movie.
With family.
And we brought in the new year that way. So super chill, super relaxed.
Nothing extravagant.
Nothing extravagant. But thank God we made it through 2020.
Oh, God. I'm so over the wearing the mask and this whole
that's not
lockdown
going away.
situation. I know. I'm just saying I'm over it though. But I'll be glad when that portion of life is done. But hold up. If you're new to this page, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that you can stay up to date with any new content that we post. And while you're at it, go ahead and hit that bell so you can get those notifications as well. Now back to the show. All right. So this week's episode, we are talking about...
Why do you always got to give it to me?
Throw it back. All right. We're talking about the best and the worst of 2020. The best and the worst of 2020.
Yeah. So we're going to do the worst first because I want to end it on a good note.
Okay.
So we'll start off with the worst part of 2020. Besides quarantine. You can't say quarantine because that's obvious. Everybody's been quarantined. So
I would say the worst thing for me for 2020 has been the fact that just like a lot of stuff has been shut down. Like we couldn't take the kids to theme parks. We couldn't really take them to parks in the beginning. They had the park shut down. And then, for me doing the sports training, it kind of put a halt on me because, obviously you don't want to be still doing training with people and, be at risk of catching COVID. Mm-hmm. That would probably be the biggest thing for me is the fact that everything was shut down. That's number one for me. What about you?
I would say one of my worst experiences in 2020 was when we had to travel. When we had when we had to get on the airplane and the airport and just be doing everything with the mask, that was irritating.
Yeah.
It's traveling with the mask and all of that, it was, I was over it.
It's like you're limited to air. You can't really
can't
breathe.
Take off your mask. You try to just keep snacking so you keep your
that's
mask
what I was about
down.
to say. You got to pretty much act like you're eating just so you can breathe like fresh air.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember falling asleep on the plane and waking up like I'm breathing my own breath. Like it was ridiculous. Like, can I get some fresh air? So I was just pulling it down, letting my nose be out at least. I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't do this.
Yeah.
There's no way.
And you traveled more than me.
Yeah, I was traveling for work.
You were traveling for work. We just went together for that one time, but man,
yeah, I warned you though.
You did warn me, so I was a little bit prepared, but still going through it. It wasn't so bad in the airport, but I think the airplane was the worst part for me because I'm already kind of like claustrophobic. I don't really like being on airplanes like that. So the fact that I'm on this small airplane and I have a mask on, it was like, that's why I downloaded all those movies and stuff so I could like occupy my mind.
Yeah.
Because it was just...
I'm going to say like the level of panic that people had with buying up all the tissue and, all the cleaning products.
Yeah.
And like...
I still can't find alcohol in the store.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Anywhere.
Like that was a big, just like, what are you guys doing? Like, you guys act like the world is like about to end and we gotta like And what made it even more dumb to me is you guys are buying all the toilet paper and stuff like you were planning on staying in the house. It didn't nobody abide by the stay-at-home rule. Everybody was still outside doing stuff. So it was like, if you're going to buy all the toilet paper, why are you still going out? Still going to the stores, still going, I mean, you got to go to the bank, but it was like, it was pointless for people to do that, and it resulted in nothing. Like, I don't even know who started that. Get all the toilet paper. Yeah. Buy all the toilet paper you can.
I don't know where that
My
came
thought
from.
originally was like, if I run out of toilet paper, I got towels in my house that I can just use and I can wash them. Like,
right. That's
why am I worried
least
about
of my
tissue?
worries is toilet paper right
like
now.
food is what
Yeah.
you need. That's the one thing you can't just, find food. You got to go and buy that. So I think that was another thing for me, the panic level and how people were acting.
Crazy.
And then, like I said, with everything being shut down, obviously that and the panic level went hand in hand because the stores were only letting a certain amount of people in the beginning. Had to wait in line. You had the social distance. They was making it to where you can only go a certain way down the aisle.
They're doing that too. Some stores are back to like you can only have a certain amount of people in the store at a time, and I would definitely say that the whole pandemic, either depending on like where you were, just like in life as a person, it either brought out a lot of fear or it brought out a lot of faith. Like either you just were super fearful and you don't know what the heck to do and you were just panicking, or I feel like it caused a lot of people to like tap into their faith. I know for me, it brought out a lot of my faith. Like I was really calm. I didn't think it was gonna last. Yeah, we both were. Like I didn't think it was gonna last as long as it's lasting, but I never got to that point where it was like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? Like I never felt that. I just felt like more confident in my faith, if anything else.
Right. Oh man, the best thing in 2020 for me. Well, one thing, I would say is work never stopped for me. I actually got a promotion in 2020, so
Right.
yeah, it never stopped for me. And like you said, I was traveling, so for those of you guys watching, when I travel, I go out to these different states and stuff, and then I just do all overtime, so that's just obviously more money. So
I would say the amount of time we got to spend with the kids, or we get to spend with the kids. I know they are like over it a little bit. They're like tired of always being around us.
School and see their friends.
They want to go to school. They want to see their friends. But I enjoy the time that we have to get to spend with them, because you realize how old they get so fast. And it's like, okay, now you're about to be gone. So, the fact that we have been given the gift of time. We've been given the gift of time.
It's true.
So, definitely taking advantage of the time that we have with the kids, and not like we were super busy to where we didn't have time with the kids, but it was like if we did have time with the kids, we were like taking them somewhere, to like an amusement park, or something to where their time and their attention was like distracted by something else. But now the time that we spend with them is so intentional, and it's so like just us.
I'll piggyback on that because, like you said, spending time with the kids. But for me, it was having you here, because I don't want you. I would prefer you not work and be at home with the kids. So
that ain't gonna.
That was perfect for me, because it was like I get to go to work and then I come home and you here. I get to bother you, even though you were here working, but you were here.
You like coming home and seeing me.
Yeah, I like coming home and seeing you. Like, I don't like coming home and waiting for you to come home. Like, you don't get here till 9, 10 o'clock at night.
I think another positive thing that came out of 2020 for me was perspective. Like, really having just a different perspective on, like, really what's important, and really, like, what to focus on, what not to stress about, like what not to worry about. I would definitely say in 2020, I got a lot of perspective on just like everything, like at work, as a mom, as a wife, as a person. Because, I tend to like overthink things sometimes and try to be proactive and plan everything out all the time. And, I think 2020 has taught me like just a different perspective. Like, you don't have to try to plan out everything all the time, because sometimes it's not even worth the energy, because things are so unpredictable.
Right.
So I would definitely say perspective has been positive for me, 2020.
Another positive in 2020 that for me, and this is something that I don't know why she didn't share with you guys, but you guys can see it, but she's growing her hair out.
God.
Let me throw that out there. Let me throw that out there real quick.
Yes, guys, I am growing
She's
my
growing
hair
it out for me. So that's been an ongoing thing for 2020.
Yeah, it's been about
you growing
a
it
year
out and I
since
shaved
cut
it
my
off.
hair. Yep.
We done went backwards. Or I went backwards, you going forward. I done went bald and I can't grow it back.
Yeah,
But
so
2020 has been crazy, but it's
also
had
been
its blessings at the same time, because we did get closer as a family, and then it kind of made you appreciate family more, because in the beginning, when the whole COVID thing happened, we weren't even really going anywhere. Like mom was like, I want to see you guys. 'Cause we always would go and get together on Sundays for Sunday dinner, and it's like, we don't want to risk it, so everybody stayed home. And it kind of makes you realize like how important family is, because when you can't just go and see each other, it's a big deal, because it's like, you don't even realize when you have the option to go see family just freely, and then you don't do it, it's not an issue. But when you got the government and the world telling you stay at home so that you don't spread the virus, and then you got family members who maybe have health issues and you can't put them in jeopardy, and then you got family members who are just like, oh my God, and start going into panic mode. And then you got family members who like, man, this is a fluke, and all that mixed together, and it's like, we need to go have family dinner, and then another family member's like, you crazy, I'm not catching that. And another family member's like, well, I got diabetes, so I can't get sick. So now it's like, it's stressful, because it's like, okay, we want to get together, but we can't. But when it's a free thing and you can just do it, it's like, you don't even really do it. Yeah, it's like, we'll catch up next week. But that was something that 2020 definitely it opened up the eyes, I think, for a lot of people. You started seeing people do these these drive up graduations, and like everybody who graduated in 2020 kind of had it bad. Like you didn't have a graduation, you didn't have a prom, there were no sports seasons. So
appreciate what you have in that moment, and not focus on so much of what you don't have or what you can't do, or everything that's hindering you, but really focus in on that moment and appreciate what you do have and what you can do, and who you can help. Really, that's another thing that stood out to me in 2020, is like, just because we were so blessed, like 2020 didn't affect us financially at all. Like, we were still able to spoil our kids for Christmas, throw them birthday parties, like still do everything normal for them. It made me realize that is a blessing. Like, a lot of the kids didn't have that, and a lot of families weren't able to provide for their kids like they normally could.
Right.
People losing their jobs after being there forever, and just, all kinds of stuff. So with all the negativity and all the chaos and all the just craziness that happened in 2020, I'm still so grateful that, number one, we made it through 2020, just another year period. But all of the blessings that came in our lives personally, out of 2020. And one more thing, which I thought that you were going to say, but you didn't. You're able to spend more time with your son.
Yeah, my oldest son.
Like, I feel like if the whole pandemic thing wouldn't have happened, that opportunity wouldn't have presented itself.
True.
But I just feel like it's the gift of time. Like,
yeah, it is.
Here, like, just God was just like, here's time. Like, you're always complaining about time.
Yeah.
As humans, we're always like, we don't have enough time. It's not enough time.
We had nothing but time.
Here's some time. Now, what are you gonna do with the time?
Yeah. Even though I had to work, when I got off work, I had plenty of time. Then we had the weekends, and it was, like you said, nothing but time. So, because it definitely could have went differently. Like, he could have came up here without a pandemic, and it would have been hit and miss. Like, trying this is not working. It's not working. Mm-hmm. But having that time,
you really got to see.
Then also to end it on a very good note. The one other thing that happened, which, you don't even know how it could happen, but I fell in love more with my wife being in this pandemic after all these years. Don't. But yeah, it's like I started loving her more. Like, you hear every day, instead of it being, okay, I'm over
tired
it.
Of you.
You on my nerves. Like, it was the complete opposite for me. So that was a plus. And that's why I don't want her to have to go to work, but she want to work, go to work.
I do want to work.
That's
and
fine.
I will continue to work as long as I'm able.
If you are a first-time viewer, like and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram at what?
we_still_D0.
We got shirts. We got merch.
Yep.
Hit us up in the DMs.
Deontay's working on a new logo.
Working on a new logo. It's 2021. I got to step it up from last year. So with that being said, I'm Deontay.
And I'm Maymuna.
And we still do.